Well, I think the issue is that there are other countries in the world we know that are not at the standard of the United States of America. That's a fact. They're not at our standard. That's why people immigrate to the United States. That's why you have a situation where the drug cartels can make billions of dollars trafficking people illegally into our country. Because if our country wasn't good, why would you pay money to the drug cartels to come here? You wouldn't do that. Nobody would do that. So I think what the president is asserting is that, yes, we have the best country in the world. We have to protect it. What we can't allow is what the Democrats want. What the Democrats want, wide open immigration, illegal and legal, and they do not want assimilation. And the issue that has happened to Europe, which we don't want to see happen here in the United States, is if you're going to immigrate to America legally, fine. But you have to assimilate into the American way of life. You have to assimilate to how we do our business here. We're not going to adopt, and I guess the country of interest, this one, I think it was Somalia or some other country. Right. We're not going to adopt the ways of Somalia in the United States. We're not. Because if that was the case, you would see Americans immigrating to Somalia. That's not happening. Right. Actually, the reverse is happening. So if you're going to come here, you have to assimilate to the way we do business here in America.
And sticking to immigration reform, the SAVE Act, you voted in favor of it, but it seems to be held up in the Senate for months.
Well, the reason it hasn't passed, the reason it's held up in the Senate is because they can't break the filibuster. Let's just be very clear. Senate Democrats, House Democrats, they do not want you to have to prove you're an American citizen to vote in our elections. They do not want it. They don't want any proofs whatsoever. Matter of fact, you got states like California, I think they're talking about banning. They don't have a voter ID in California. They don't have voter ID in a lot of these blue states. They don't even want you to demonstrate you are who you say you are when you go cast a ballot. So you think Democrats want you to verify your status, to verify that you're an American before you're voting in our elections? That's why it hasn't left there. This is one of the reasons why I support ending the filibuster. Because verifying you're an American to be able to register to vote in our elections protects the franchise of voting. This is common sense stuff. The Democrats want nothing to do with it. They do not want eligibility checks. They don't want to make sure and verify that citizens are voting in our elections. And that's why the SAVE Act doesn't pass. I don't think that's because of John Thune and Republicans. If they could get the votes tomorrow to clear the filibuster, I totally believe it would be on the Senate floor, it would pass, and would go to President Trump's desk for signature. But the Democrats don't want it, and that's why it hasn't left the Senate.